Yo, long time no see everyone. Today I'm here to teach you about every modifier and how I would advise you play it. There's a lot of modifiers, so there's some of them where I will be going over them like very briefly because they don't really change how you play. But if you do want to see me play any of these modifiers or hear me explain them more, I will start streaming on YouTube soon, I promise. I know I said that last video, but they're actually gonna start up soon. So subscribe to me, and yeah, you could watch games on your favorite modifiers and I could teach you. So starting out, if we scroll all the way down, bronze 1, which doesn't really have any modifiers, but I think you do play with modifiers, so I'm just going to include bronze 2 and bronze 1 as one. Bronze 2 and 1. Big buck. Big bucks, I would say, don't play it any differently. With Spirit Empress, you could roll down way earlier, and I think you should roll down on round 1 as fast as you can. But at this point in the ladder, you don't have access to Spirit Empress. You only unlock it at silver. So if you're playing Royale King, don't play it any differently. If you're playing Empress, roll down it as early as you can. Bigger team size +1. So team size +1 is good because a lot of people will tend to play the game if it was a regular game. What you should do is take advantage that your team is like one size bigger and go numbers over quality, especially early in the game, because that could let you do easy damage to other players. Like you could do 5 damage on round 3 or 6 damage. Legacy, gain 5 elixir when a ruler is knocked out. This one is pretty useless in my opinion. I've never had fun playing it. There's like no strategy to it. It's just if, oh, someone died and I got 5 elixir. Nothing really to say about this one. If we scroll up, bronze 2, party time. Team size is always 6. I released a short on this a little bit ago. Basically what I was saying is try and get to 6 as soon as possible. People tend to try and chase builds or chase troops. Just go to 6. Just overwhelm your opponents. Rare star. Start with a 2-star, 2 elixir troop. Don't play this any differently. You're just gonna know what build you're gonna try and work to, or like what type of troops you're gonna want to surround this 2-star 2 elixir troop with. Same thing goes with epic star. Start with a 2-star 3 elixir troop, and I will say the same exact thing 3 times for legendary star, which is a 2-star 4 elixir troop. With the 4 elixir troop, I think you should actually try and 3-star it as soon as possible because you're only 2 away. And you could find that in the pool pretty easy. Some games I have gotten unlucky and haven't hit it during my roll down, but a lot of times you actually will hit it because only hitting 2 troops is pretty easy. Champion star. Start with a random 5 elixir troop. Don't play this any differently. Again, just like the other ones, you have a new troop now. It's like if you picked it up on round 1. Richer and richer. Every 2 elixir you gain +1 elixir interest next round. This is interesting because it adds an interest system to merge tactics. There's an interest system in teamfight tactics, which is another auto battler that this takes a lot of inspiration from, and it's actually a huge part of the game. The thing with this game is that it's so much faster paced and there are such less rounds for you to gain interest and for it to finally stack up. So my advice for playing this one would be to identify 2, 4, or the multiples of every 2 elixir, and identify like, if I roll down here, would I end up back up in elixir, or would it be worth it? If you're at like 4 elixir or 2 elixir and you're like, wow, I can't buy anything in my shop, it's worth it to just save those 4, 2, or even 6 elixirs and just gain +1 for each of those next round. So it's a very situational thing, I would say. Only it kind of just makes your roll downs a lot more careful. You actually have elixir that you can save to make more elixir, and it's just another way to make elixir that you should think of. These ones are fun. Fighting fever. Troops gain 100 hit speed for 6 seconds when defeating an enemy. My tip for this one would be to go any ranged unit, because those ranged units are usually the ones doing a lot of damage. So gaining hit speed after 6 seconds while killing something, it's huge, and especially if they're in the back line and they have just full protection, nothing is targeting them, there's nothing that's a threat to them, they're going to do a lot of damage in those 6 seconds. I have found that going ranger is pretty fun. It basically makes it overpowered. Less is more. Combat start. If you have fewer troops, your team will gain 20 plus HP and hit speed. 20 plus percent HP and hit speed. This one is pretty useless in my opinion, except for the early rounds. If you have a strong early unit, like a 2 cost in the early rounds, play it by itself and it will get a big buff from this, especially if it's going up against 1-stars. But in the later rounds, you would rather play 6 units, especially if you have like 3 stars. You would 100% rather play 6 units than 5. So I think that this one only applies to winning your early game rounds. Ouch. Combat start. Troops in the first row of hexes reflect 50% of damage taken. My advice for this one would be not to play rangers, because they're going to get melted the same way that they melt people. This one is interesting. I would say you have to focus more on your front line now and your HP. Brawlers, I have found every time I play brawlers during ouch, or when I get this modifier, I usually go top 2. Okay, silver 3. Now we're finally getting up there. Elixir Collector. I know everyone has played one of these before because you guys forgot or you didn't know that you had to sell the pump in order to get the elixir. I guess that would be my first advice. You have to sell the pump to get the elixir. I know a lot of people don't know that. But Elixir Collector is ultimately up to your choice, when to sell it, when to use it. In my opinion, it should be used as a lifeline. It should be used when you're facing a really dire round that you need to win or that you're going to die on the next round, and you're going to use it to improve your board to win the next fight. Your Mind. You will gain a 1-star copy of the first enemy troop that you defeat. This one's pretty useless. I mean, if you really want to take advantage of it, then focus your positioning and your troops on a certain frontline target. It's not going to be backline. Killing a backliner first is going to be pretty difficult unless you have like Bandit who dashes or something, but try not to read into this one too much. I will say if you're contested by someone, it's a really good way to get your troops start up. Okay, and then we have finally first free. The first troop bought each turn is free. This one is also pretty straightforward. Theoretically, you should try to get a 5 cost in your next shop, or the shop that you're not going to buy and save for next round, because you will get a 4 elixir gain from buying it, because when you buy it, it sells for 4. And if you're getting it for free, then you're just getting +4. But yeah, I think honestly, just make sure you have a high cost troop in your shop for the next round. Gold 1, I think this is where we stretch into the modifiers everyone is wondering about. Let's go with 4 stars. Troop pool is doubled with more available in the shop. Don't really change how you play. You're not going to be able to block playing this modifier, and if you're contested, it's fine because you could still hit your units. So if anything, I think this modifier relieves the stress of being contested, but it also adds the stress that you can't block anyone from getting like super big boards because there's so many troops in the pool. Echo Bench. Let me just show you guys this screenshot right here. When I first unlocked Echo Bench, this is what I did. And yeah, you guys could have a lot of fun with this one. I would prioritize getting a 4-star or a 3-star. You could give away health in doing this. I know the first few rounds, like you buy a 4 elixir troop, you have nothing on the board. It's okay to take damage during this modifier because it will pay off when your troop in the Echo Bench turns into a 3-star. You can make a lot of fun things with this. If you make it to the later rounds, you could even get 4 stars. But you would basically have to have the unit on the bench slot the entire game. But yeah, have fun with this one. Honestly, this is one of the more fun modifiers. Pandora's Bench. Unlike Echo's Bench, its counterpart, this one's pretty boring. Each round, the troop in your rightmost bench slot becomes a random troop of the same cost. This would be more useful if the rounds were longer, which is why in TFT, theirs is pretty useful because you have multiple rounds for the bench to keep randomizing. In this one, it's like, oh dude, I didn't hit it after 4 turns and I'm just going 4th. Honestly, don't play this one too different. If you have an extra troop that you want to shuffle, go ahead, it's basically a free reroll. Just keep living. Start with a dummy and gain 1 elixir if it survives the round. So my theory on this one, or my thoughts on this one, is that you should use this dummy to make sure you win the round first. That's your first option. Make sure it wins you the round first. And if that means putting it in the front line, putting it in danger, it's okay because losing 1 elixir isn't too bad. Your second option is to protect it. If you think your board is going to beat another board, you need to maximize the gap that you have. You're going to want that 1 elixir. So you're going to want to protect this dummy. You're going to want to put it in the back line. You're going to want to put it next to other troops. But as the modifier instills, you're going to want to just keep living. Trait dummy. This one's really cool. You start with a dummy that has 2 random traits. I actually would say to try and activate your 2 traits as soon as possible because they could be activated most likely 1 and 2 during rounds 1 and 2. Another thing I could add is that this dummy actually has no value, so you could use it to distract backline units like a princess. You could use it to attract a bandit dash. You could use it as a way to win the round as well. Huddle up. Every round gain a troop that suits your team. I mean, this one I don't think you would play any differently. It just means that you're going to hit your troops a lot faster. Sometimes the modifier will make you go a build you didn't think you were going, but my advice is to go whatever huddle up gives you. So if you're going like noble, but all of a sudden huddle up gives you four juggernauts, go juggernauts. It's okay. Huddle up will give you those units still. Okay, gold 3. And this is where I think a majority of everyone is stuck at. So hopefully I could help you guys with this one. Lucky Discount is something that goes really, really well with Spirit Empress, and I'll explain why. Every time the shop resets, 1 random troop will cost 1 elixir less than normal. In terms of Spirit Empress, this basically boosts her ability because the buy value of some of these troops, or of the troops that are discounted, will equal their sell value, and therefore it's a free reroll for your Spirit Empress rerolls. If that made any sense. Basically, it means it helps with the re-rolling process, and it's less expensive. And Lucky Discount really allows Spirit Empress players to accumulate elixir very, very early on and whenever they want. Honestly, I think it's pretty OP. Your options with at least with Spirit Empress, is to 1, merge if possible. That is always the number 1 option right now. Your second option with Lucky Discount is to take the unit that's discounted. Because it'll sell for the same exact, and it's basically a free reroll. Or people tend to lose games because they reroll in a way that they don't keep their elixir or gain elixir. So it also alleviates people from making mistakes like that, like rolling at the wrong time, stuff like that. Clear mind, if your bench is empty, gain 2 elixir next round. This one is pretty straightforward. Don't have anything on your bench, especially in the early rounds, because you're definitely gonna use it. On reroll rounds, when you accidentally have something on the bench, it's okay. 2 elixir isn't too much, but during the early game, that could really add up. Promotion. In each round, the troop in your rightmost bench slot transforms into a random troop that costs +1 elixir. Yeah, don't play this one too differently. If you have an extra troop, put it in there just for the elixir gain. But promotion is basically Pandora's bench. I don't really like it. Next, Diamond. And these are the ones that I think a lot of people are yet to unlock, so these are really cool to talk about. For every troop you sell, gain +1 elixir next round. Again, this is a modifier that completely makes the Spirit Empress untouchable in terms of like champions. The entire idea of snowballing elixir or gaining elixir from Spirit Empress comes from selling merged troops, right? So yeah, just play normally and the elixir will actually probably add up to be more, is what I would say about this modifier. Ascension. In round 3, the troop in your rightmost bench slot becomes a 3-star powerhouse. They gave us Echo Bench, and then they realized that players at Diamond worked really hard, so they gave them the free 3-star instead, in the form of this modifier. You will see a bunch of queens. Archer Queen 3s will be all over your game. Goblin machines as well. My advice is just to make sure you have a 5 or 4 cost that can win you the game by round 3. First choice. The first troop bought each turn is a 2-star. This one's cool, because you could theoretically get a 4-star or a 3-star 5 cost on round 2 or round 3. Try your best to stretch for 3 stars pretty early on, because this one, it basically allows you to build a powerhouse pretty early. So find a troop, go with it, and go get your 3-star. Make sure it's not contested though. So those were my opinions on all of the modifiers in Clash Royale. I am a Diamond player. I used to be top 1k, but I haven't played in a while. So I will be getting on the grind tomorrow on stream. If you're still here, subscribe. I will be going live tomorrow. And I'll catch y'all. Ask questions in the comments. Women Magnet out as always.